What if I told you that some of the foods you eat every day might actually be creating the perfect environment for cancer cells to grow? And even more surprising, what if a few simple changes in your diet could help your body shift that environment in a completely different direction? Because here's something most people don't realize. Cancer cells don't just appear and grow randomly. They depend on certain conditions inside your body. They depend on fuel. They depend on signals. They depend on an environment that allows them to survive and multiply. And when those conditions change, their behavior changes too. Now this is where things get interesting. Most people focus on treating disease after it happens. But very few people understand how daily habits influence what's happening inside their body long before that. Today, I'm going to explain 3 specific foods that have been studied for their role in supporting your body's natural defenses, and how they may help create conditions where cancer cells struggle to thrive. But there's something important you need to understand before we go deeper. This is not about magic foods. This is not about instant results. This is about how your body works and how your daily choices influence it. I'm Dr. James Quintin, oncologist, and I help break down complex medical science so you can make better decisions for your health. Now let's start with something that might completely change how you think about food. Cancer cells are highly dependent on their environment. They grow faster when there is inflammation. They grow faster when there is excess sugar and unstable metabolism. They grow faster when your body's repair systems are not functioning properly. So instead of asking, what kills cancer cells? A better question is, what kind of environment makes it harder for them to survive? Because that's where real control begins. And the first food we're going to talk about plays a powerful role in that environment: broccoli. Now I know what you might be thinking. How can something as simple as broccoli have anything to do with something as serious as cancer? But inside broccoli is a compound called sulforaphane, and this compound has been studied for its ability to activate protective pathways in the body. These pathways help your cells defend themselves. They support detoxification. They help reduce oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is one of the key factors that leads to DNA damage. And when DNA becomes damaged, cells can start behaving abnormally. Now here's where it becomes even more important. Sulforaphane has also been linked to processes that help your body identify and remove damaged cells. Think about that for a moment. Your body already has systems designed to deal with abnormal cells. The problem is, those systems don't always work efficiently when your lifestyle is working against you. So foods like broccoli don't attack cancer directly. They support your body's ability to maintain control. And that's why people often say cancer cells don't like these foods, because they create an environment that is less favorable for uncontrolled growth. Now here's the mistake most people make. They eat broccoli once in a while and expect it to make a difference. But your body responds to consistency, not occasional effort. Including cruciferous vegetables regularly is what supports those protective processes over time. And there's something else most people don't know. The way you prepare broccoli matters. Overcooking can reduce the active compounds. Light steaming is usually a better option. And combining it with foods like mustard or radishes may help activate those compounds even more. Small details, but powerful impact. Now let me ask you something. If one simple food can influence how your cells behave, what happens when you consistently combine multiple foods that support these processes? That's exactly what we're about to explore, because the second food is something most people already eat, but they don't realize how powerful it can be when used correctly. Now let's talk about the second food, and this one might already be in your kitchen, but the way most people use it completely removes its potential. Garlic. At first it seems simple, just a flavor ingredient, something you add to food without thinking twice. But inside garlic are powerful compounds that are only activated under one condition: when garlic is crushed or chopped. This releases a compound called allicin, and allicin has been studied for its role in supporting the immune system and protecting cells from damage. Now here's why this matters. Your immune system is not just for fighting infections. It also plays a critical role in identifying abnormal cells, cells that are not behaving the way they should, cells that may eventually become a problem if left unchecked. So when your immune system is strong, your body is better equipped to recognize and remove those cells early. But when your immune system is weakened, those abnormal cells can survive longer. And over time, that's when problems can begin to develop. Now think about this. If a simple food like garlic can support your immune response, then consistently including it in your diet is not just about taste. It's about supporting one of your body's most important defense systems. And that's why cancer cells don't thrive in that kind of environment, because they rely on your body being less aware, less responsive, less controlled. Now here's the part most people get wrong. They cook garlic immediately after chopping it, and that actually reduces the formation of a lesion. Instead, if you chop garlic and let it sit for a few minutes before cooking, you allow those compounds to fully develop. This small habit can make a real difference. Again, it's not about doing something extreme. It's about doing simple things, correctly, and consistently. Now let's go deeper, because the third food is something most people consume every day, but in the worst possible form, and it might be one of the biggest reasons people are unknowingly creating the wrong internal environment. Sugar. Now this might surprise you, because earlier we talked about foods that support your body. But now we're talking about something you need to be careful with, because cancer cells are highly dependent on glucose. This is not a theory. This is something used in medical imaging. Cancer cells absorb more glucose than normal cells. That's how they are often detected. So when your body is constantly exposed to high levels of sugar, you are creating a steady supply of fuel, not just for normal cells, but for abnormal ones as well. Now this doesn't mean you should eliminate all carbohydrates. Your body needs energy. Your brain needs glucose. But the problem is excess, constant snacking, processed foods, sugary drinks. This creates spikes in blood sugar and insulin, and over time, that leads to an unstable internal environment. Now here's where things shift. Instead of focusing only on removing something, we focus on replacing it with something better, and this is where the third food comes in. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. These are naturally sweet, but they come with something that processed sugar doesn't have: antioxidants. Antioxidants help neutralize free radicals, and free radicals are one of the main causes of cellular damage, including DNA damage. And remember, cancer often begins when that damage accumulates over time. But berries do something else that's even more important. They help reduce inflammation, and inflammation is one of the key environments where cancer cells thrive. Chronic inflammation creates instability. It weakens control. It allows abnormal cells to grow more easily. So when you reduce inflammation, you are directly changing the environment inside your body. And that's the key idea you need to understand. Cancer cells don't like balance. They don't like stability. They don't like strong cellular control. They thrive in chaos. So when your body becomes more balanced, more stable, more controlled, you are naturally making it harder for those cells to survive. Now take a moment and connect everything we've discussed so far. Broccoli supports detox and repair. Garlic supports your immune system. Berries reduce damage and inflammation. These are not random effects. They are all influencing the same thing, your internal environment. And that environment determines how your cells behave. Now here's the part that most people completely overlook. Even if you eat all of these foods, if your lifestyle is still working against you, you are still creating the wrong conditions. And in the final part, I'm going to show you exactly how to put all of this together in a simple, practical way. That actually makes a difference. Now here's the part that most people don't expect. Even after learning about these foods, even after understanding how they support your body, most people still don't see results. And the reason is simple. They focus on individual actions instead of patterns, because your body doesn't respond to what you do once. It responds to what you do repeatedly, daily, consistently, over time. Let me explain this in the simplest way possible. Imagine your body as an environment. Every day, through your choices, you are either making that environment stronger or weaker. And cancer cells respond to that environment. They don't just grow randomly. They grow when the conditions allow them to. So the real question is not which food is the most powerful. The real question is, what kind of environment am I creating inside my body every day? Because that's where everything changes. Now let's turn this into something you can actually use. Something practical. Something real. You don't need a complicated plan. You don't need extreme changes. You need simple habits, done consistently. Start with your morning. Instead of immediately flooding your body with sugar, give your system a chance to stabilize. You can start your day with something simple, maybe a handful of berries, maybe green tea, something that supports your body instead of stressing it. Now move to your main meals. This is where most people have the biggest opportunity. Add protective foods like broccoli or leafy vegetables, not occasionally, but regularly. Use garlic in your cooking. Let it sit after chopping. Use it intentionally. These are small changes, but they build over time. Now let's talk about something just as important, what you avoid. Because it's not just about what you add, it's also about what you reduce. Highly processed foods, sugary drinks, constant snacking. These habits keep your body in a constant feeding state. And when your body is always processing food, it has less time to repair, less time to reset, less time to clean up damaged cells. And that's where things start to go wrong. So one of the simplest strategies you can apply is to give your body time without food. Not extreme fasting, just structured eating. Allow your body to move between feeding and repairing, because that's how it's designed to function. Now let's go one level deeper. Sleep. This is something people underestimate more than anything. If your sleep is poor, your body's repair systems don't function properly. Your hormones become imbalanced. Inflammation increases, and your ability to recover decreases. So even if your diet is perfect, poor sleep can still create the wrong environment. Now add one more factor: stress. Chronic stress affects everything: your immune system, your metabolism, your cellular health. When your body is constantly under stress, it becomes harder for it to maintain balance. And again, cancer cells don't thrive in balance. They thrive in disruption. So when you reduce stress, you are not just improving how you feel, you are improving how your body functions at a deeper level. Now take a moment and connect everything: food, sleep, stress, habits. All of it works together. This is not about one solution. It's about a system that either supports your health or slowly works against it. Now here's the most important thing I want you to remember. There is no single food that will starve cancer overnight, but there are daily choices that can support your body in powerful ways. Choices that improve your internal environment, choices that strengthen your natural defenses, choices that make it harder for abnormal cells to thrive, and easier for your body to maintain control. That's where real change happens. Not in shortcuts, not in quick fixes, but in consistency. Now I want to leave you with one final thought. Your body is not working against you. It is constantly trying to protect you, every second, every minute. The question is, are your daily habits helping it or making its job harder? Because once you understand that, you stop chasing quick solutions and you start building real habits, habits that actually matter. If this video made you think differently, share it with someone who needs to hear this, because awareness is powerful, and sometimes one small shift in thinking can lead to a completely different future. Thank you for watching. And remember, what you do daily is shaping your health more than you realize.